nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in today. Glad you could stop by. We're glad to be here with you. And a lot of news trending today. It's one of those news days. There's so much to select from, and we'll get to a couple of stories that I think will interest you. And I know during the summer we'll be coming to an end here, but people still going on vacation. They like camping trips, and I can't get centered. There, I'm centered now. Like going on camping trips and spending the night out in the wild. Well, I like hotels. So, and it's not without its risk. And I was looking at the New York Times today, and in the they have a section featured today called Science Times. That's a regular feature. And interestingly enough, I put the paper down, then went back to buy the paper, and somebody switched them, and I ended up with the wrong day's edition, yesterday's edition. So I don't even have boy, terrible. They report one story that in the Science Times of the New York Times today. The headline was an invasive new tick spreading in the U.S. This thing is nasty. And then there's another story that's trending that you can't make up about, again, ticks. It's just a coincidence. I'll see if I can get to those two stories.
Ticks are terrible. If you, there's the deer ticks, and then there's... there's another tick. I know the deer tick is really bad around here.
Well,
that'll give you that Lyme
I'm not
disease.
an expert on ticks. I'm not an entomologist and study insects and whatnot. But there are two stories. And the second story, tick. Why would you say ticks and eating meat in the same sentence?
Oof.
You would never put those together. But apparently, there's a connection. I'll try to get to that. Then a new Gallup poll out talking about how most Americans try to eat locally grown foods. And I'm looking at the data and I'm saying, who did you sample? And I'll report on that. And then I have a couple other things up my sleeve. And then Neil Levin will be along in the second hour, and he always has something good on the menu. And we'll chat with him. And in the meanwhile, you can always call the show. This first hour is clearly open. No guests, just you and me. And we'll comment on the stories that I'm talking about. There's another story trending about the Earth, the risk of the Earth becoming a hothouse. This is a climate change issue. The health of our health is inextricably tied to the health of this planet. And things are not getting better. We are not doing what we need to do to protect this planet. And I don't know what it's going to take. But I'll report on that as well, and whatever else we can get squeezed in. So much news today. From ticks to the planet, to the There's even a story on turmeric that's trending. And here's how to connect.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Follow us on Facebook and like our page at Let's Talk Nutrition, on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Talk Nutrition on YouTube, where everything is closed captioned and archived by date.
Now, you may find it unusual that I would report on certain biological topics and other kinds of topics that seemingly don't have anything to do with health, but that's just not true. What's selected, if you in some way, either obliquely or directly, will have an impact on our health, wellness, and well-being. The story about ticks, let me tell you, if you get bitten by a tick and end up with any number, it can end up with a disease of one sort or another here. You understand what I'm talking about. For the first time in 50 years, a new species of tick is now in our country. One that it's in its Asian home range, they said in the article, carries fearsome diseases. We are a host. Just keep that in mind. It's called the Asian longhorn tick, and it's spreading rapidly. I'm giving attribution to Donald McNeil, who wrote the article, so I don't have to keep doing that. I'm giving him attribution now. He wrote the article, and I'm reporting on it. Apparently, this Asian longhorn tick is spreading rapidly along the eastern seaboard. It's been now discovered in 7 states and heavily populated suburbs of New York City. New York City, you don't have to be out in the wilderness, man. In New York City, public health experts are concerned, but not alarmed. I would be alarmed. Now, American ticks are a growing menace and transmit a dozen pathogens, at least. In Asia, the species carries the virus that kills 15% of its victims. You're getting the importance of this now? You understand why I'm reporting on this? And you don't have to be out in the wilderness. This tick will survive in New York, in Manhattan, for heaven's sake. It's known in Australia as bush ticks and in New Zealand as cattle ticks. They multiply rapidly, and they suck out so much blood from a young animal that it will die. These things are horrible. They bloat, they consume so much blood from the host, they bloat up they look like a raisin until their legs are hardly able to support them. They suffer from gluttony. How about that? The female can lay hundreds of fertile eggs without mating. Oh, my land.
That's unbelievable.
You can understand why this can be such a menace, and it got into our country. Dr. Thomas Ewell, a retired pathologist at the University of Wisconsin, said one tick can crank out females in fairly large numbers. He was one of the first people to raise concern about this particular species of tick. The first long-haired tick was found last summer in western New Jersey. This summer, they were collected in public parks, golf courses in Bergen, Essex, and Middlesex counties in New Jersey, and in wooded and grassy areas of New York's Westchester County. So they do survive in wooded areas. When they were mentioning New York, they were not referring to Manhattan, my mistake. They've been reported in Pennsylvania for the first time just last week, and they've been sighted in Arkansas, North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. They were found feeding on horses, dogs, deer, a calf, sheep, an opossum. They do bite humans. They feed on humans. We're a host. Man, they are nasty. Oh. Then there's another story about ticks and meat. It's even hard to make sense of it. I'll be back.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
On radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook. You report on these stories, and they're so bizarre. And you say, this happens to other people. No, it can happen. It can happen to anybody. I was just reporting on this new species of tick that has invaded the U.S., and it's a deadly tick. And another story trending today, coincidentally, dealing with ticks. So there's this lady, her name is Barbara Newman. And she went hiking. She and her husband went hiking. Very popular thing to do. And she had several bites on her arms and didn't make much of it. And she put some cream on them. They were tick bites. It's not the first time she's had them, apparently, I would assume. And she frequently hikes. And by the way, she works for the Jefferson County Health Department in Alabama. And she knows how to remove them from her body. So she wasn't alarmed at all. She's had episodes of being bitten by ticks before, and they're right on your body. You have to take them off. So her and her husband went to dinner the next day, or lunch the next day, and they ate roast beef for lunch. This is the next day at lunchtime. The following night, her husband made bell pepper stuffed with ground beef for dinner. So she had 2 portions of meat. Roast beef, noon one day, and then she had bell pepper stuffed with ground beef. 8 hours after that, she noticed that her scalp started to itch. It woke her up in the middle of the night. It's reported. And here's a quote. She said, "My head felt like it was on fire, and when I got up and looked in the mirror, my lips were swollen." She says, "I got up to take some Benadryl, and she thought that would work, but it got worse, so she went to the ER. She got admitted. She admitted herself to the ER. When she got into the ER, the physicians and the staff immediately understood that what was going on with her, she was going into anaphylactic shock. Anaphylactic, you can die. And they started to treat her. They gave her epinephrine right away. That's one of the standard protocols for somebody going into anaphylactic shock. And she said, quote, "The whole time I remember thinking, whoa, how did this happen?" Close quote. That's exactly my point. This is stuff that happens to other people. She followed up with an allergist, and they tested her, and they found that she had resistance to beef and pork, which she had been eating her entire life. She's 53 years old. The doctor told her that she knew of a researcher that looked into this phenomenon where if you get bitten by a tick, you develop an allergic reaction to mammalian meat. I admit, I did not know about this. I can't know everything. So this is news to me. Probably many of you know about this. There's a carbohydrate called alpha-gal carbohydrate that's found in meat. And they found high levels of alpha-gal in her bloodstream, which meaning that she had been bitten by it's called the Lone Star tick. Yeah, great state of Texas, which triggered the anaphylactic reaction to the meat. Newman said, the lady said, "The time between I ate the meat and the allergic reaction was about 8 hours, and I felt like it could have been hard to correlate the two things. I feel so lucky my doctor knew about this. The woman could have died. So saying meat and tick in the same sentence probably wouldn't make sense to a lot of people. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, tick, mosquito, and flea bites have tripled in our country since between 2004 and 2016. The Lone Star ticks, named for the white shape on the back of adult females that resembles the shape of Texas, have increased in distribution, range, and abundance in the last 20 to 30 years. These are a menace. They are now found as far north as Maine, as far west as Texas and Oklahoma, and they are typically found in eastern and southeastern and south central states. They're all over the place. Now, where you live, Gary, there's a lot of wilderness there.
Yes, a lot. And farm animals. So
aren't ticks an issue up where you live?
We actually have permarethin on the grounds. They keep it on the grounds in spray vats, so we can spray the grounds all the time. That's how bad it is. I mean, it's ticks and what are those? It's almost like a flea that we have problems with, and they will because they suck blood. They'll give you a really bad disease